It's another one of those quick takes episodes that has taken me months to finish because between trying to keep up with JRPG news, I've also been playing a bunch of things too, so while the channel definitely hasn't been quiet, it's meant it took a while for me to get this video done and my notes certainly piled up for it. I'm excited to be finally making this episode though, as anyone who's been keeping up better than me would know, we've had some great JRPG news over the last couple of months. We've had some great directs that have revealed some great JRPGs coming out this year, Persona 4 Golden is out on PC now, and so many good things coming out now have release dates, and while there are some delays, it's still nice to have plenty of things to be excited about in the months to come. So without any further ado, as it's going to be a long one, let's get right into this episode of JRPG Quick Takes. In the last couple of months, we've been treated to multiple Nintendo Directs and Minis, with some of the more notable announcements featuring good news for JRPG fans. August's recent Mini Direct featured a few JRPG-related announcements, including that the upcoming Kingdom Hearts action rhythm game announced in June, Melody of Memory, will come to Switch and also PS4 and Xbox One in November. As a fan of both rhythm games and Kingdom Hearts, I initially wasn't sure how I felt about the mechanics shown in the trailer, but Square Enix released more information recently about how there will be multiple modes you can play with, including an easy one-button mode and a technical mode that make it sound like it'll be made to suit all types of players. Melody of Memory will also feature 47 worlds you can visit that will unlock songs and memories, and will have a runtime of about 10 hours, with plans to have a mix of old and new content told from the point of view of Kairi, who will serve as the narrator of the story. Kingdom Hearts knows what it's doing by promising more story in this edition, and will probably suck myself and others in, and especially with the fact that Kingdom Hearts has pretty great music, I'm willing to give it a try. We can look forward to seeing this unique Kingdom Hearts experience on November 13th, and I hope it's something I get to try, as I'm curious to see if this new melodic take on Kingdom Hearts will live up to the quality of Square Enix's other great rhythm games. Also in Rhythmic JRPG twists, it was announced that there will be a set of Taiko no Tatsujin RPGs coming to Switch, with this Rhythmic Adventure Pack featuring a new version of the original 3DS games Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythmic Adventure 1 and 2 with graphical updates from the original. I'm pretty excited, as this is one of my favorite arcade games, and I've been looking for an excuse to get the Taiko controller that is adorably called a Tatacon. This may finally be my chance, and I also kinda can't help but love the idea of a proper RPG cross-rhythm game, as those are the two main genres I play, so I'll be keeping an eye on this one, and I truly hope it's just as fun and cute as it looks. Moving on to more traditional JRPGs, Collection of SaGa Final Fantasy Legends will come to Switch and will feature Final Fantasy Legends 1, 2, and 3, which are actually the first games in the SaGa series. The re-release will have features such as a high-speed mode and screen adjustments that will likely make things a bit smoother while also maintaining the retro feel of the older games, and according to eShop will be $19.99 and will be out on December 15th. As part of a classic series and with a price like that, I can't help but consider it a little, even with my tendency to mostly play modern JRPGs, and I'm sure those who play more retro games than I do are glad to see this one hit Switch, especially at such a reasonable price. The July Mini Direct had even more things for JRPG fans to be excited about. For a start, the Japanese portion was one of the first times we saw Atelier Ryza 2 complete with gameplay, and we've seen more of it since. Then there was the fantastic Shin Megami Tensei 5 trailer that truly cemented the fact I need to try that game, and also the announcement of a remaster of Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne that I've always loved the look of thanks to its art and would be more than happy to play in Switch form. The Shin Megami Tensei 3 remaster is due spring 2021, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 is due 2021 sometime. It was also recently announced that Atelier Ryza 2 will be out December 3rd this year in Japan, and while a simultaneous release date hasn't been confirmed at all, with the Western release window currently said to be for this winter, producer Junso Hosoi stated in Famitsu that he would like to have a simultaneous release if possible. Nothing else has been said on it, so I'm not getting my hopes up, but if we could see it before the end of the year, I'd be very, very happy. All in all, these mini directs have been a great way to get game news quickly and have announced some really great things so far. I'm looking forward to seeing if the next one will show us even more gems we can be excited for, but for now, these games alone are enough to have me hyped for what's to come, and I hope to try as many of them as possible when they're finally out. Direct has had a lot of the bigger JRPG announcements recently, but that's not to say there hasn't been plenty of other news too, as between online presentations such as the New Game Plus Expo and individual announcements, I feel like every week there's been something new to note down, and I'm so glad to have finally got around to talking about all the exciting JRPG releases I've been keeping an eye on. In terms of release dates, Ys 9 recently got a release date of February 2nd next year for its PS4 version, with the Switch and Steam versions set to come in summer 2021. While it is a small shame that people will have to wait a little longer to play on Switch and PC, I'll be getting to it as soon as I can on PS4, as I'm so excited to have a new Ys game to play. I enjoyed Memories of Solseta recently, and the previous Ys game, Easy, was what made me really fall in love with this series, so I'm pretty excited to be checking this one out and will pick it up on day one for sure. Another Falcom release coming out soon is Trails of Cold Steel 4, and in case you missed the New Game Plus Expo, we can expect to see it on October 27th, nice and close to my birthday. I'm so excited to dive into the world of Trails again. I'd naturally hope to have played more of the Trails series in time for this game, but I'm sure 4 will motivate me to do so even more, and I can't wait to see what comes after the big cliffhanger of Trails of Cold Steel 3 that hit me so hard when I played it, and since it won't be long until 4 is out, I'm looking forward to seeing where Reen's journey will take him next. VVV Chunia, the Neptunia VTuber spin-off game, which will eventually include the adorable Kizuna Ai as DLC, has been given the new name of Neptunia Virtual Stars in the West and has been announced to be coming out in 2021. The game is out now in Japan after being delayed, and while I haven't had a chance to play it personally, it does look like a lot of fun, and I'm hoping it will help me discover more VTubers. I can't wait to play this one when it's in the West, as it's so unique and colorful looking that I'm sure it will be as fun as the Lost Neptunia spin-off I played, which was producing perfection, and that gives me hope that this game will be a lot of fun too. In a bigger JRPG announcement, another Dragon Quest XI version will be coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC in the form of a port of Dragon Quest XI-S that will port the Switch version of 11, complete with the extra 2-day content and additional story that the Switch version features. This is mostly great, especially in regards to it being Dragon Quest's first time being featured on Xbox consoles that will hopefully bring in a new audience. The only issue I have with this is that it'll be a straight port of the Switch version, meaning it won't necessarily be as beautiful as the PS4 version, and while I want to play with the new content, if it's not getting any visual improvement from the Switch one, I'd rather just pick up that version, as it'll probably be cheaper and have portability that'll make me less bothered by the sacrifice in visuals. Those feelings aside, I really do think it's great that Xbox and PC players will be able to play this game, so I hope those people look forward to it coming on December 4th, as regardless of it not being a perfect re-release, it's still a great game that is well worth playing. There are obviously many release dates to remember, including ones that I didn't talk about so much here as I talked about them in JRPGs I played, including Genshin Impact that comes out on the 28th, and Yakuza Like a Dragon that is due out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC on November 13th, and I saw that it will also come to new Xbox consoles in time for their launch too, so there is certainly a lot to look forward to in terms of games that are coming soon. There is one pretty big delay to mention in case you missed it though, and that is that Tales of Arise has been delayed with a new release window yet to be announced. Bandai Namco said in a statement that while this year's unique circumstances have affected some aspects of development, they'd done their best to adapt, but still needed more time to achieve the quality and gorgeous experience they envision for their players, and I think that is reason enough to delay this game, as obviously its trailers promise a lot in terms of visuals and quality. I hope this time helps them create a game well worth experiencing that lives up to the gorgeousness of what we've seen so far. So for now, if its trailers are anything to go off, it looks like it could be really great if they take this time to make it all come together. In any case, there's a lot to look forward to regardless, and with games like Genshin coming out this month, it's certain that people will have plenty to play in the next few months, so I sincerely hope that the rest of these release dates stay on track and we see them soon, as everything looks like it'll be a lot of fun to play. I'm fully aware I'm late to the party with Eiyuden Chronicle, but better late than never, I wanted to talk about this interesting game that is coming from the creators of the classic JRPG Suikoden. So far, it looks like Eiyuden is combining that old school JRPG feel with modern graphics, not unlike Square Enix's Octopath Traveler, which makes it look intriguing so far. And with Octopath having showed me how good this kind of game can be, it's something I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of as we see this game get developed. Its development is all thanks to fan support on Kickstarter, and I have no doubt that some of you guys backed it, as I would have too if I had my life together more and had looked at the page sooner. The project ended up raising $4.5 million from over 46,000 backers, fulfilling all of its funding goals that range from adding cooking minigames to backer-chosen characters to add to its roster of over 100, among many other things that make it sound like this game will end up being pretty in-depth in terms of features. These features will also be on top of a turn-based battle system that looks very cool in its trailers, and all of these things together make it look great so far, and I can definitely understand why it got the support it did. It's cool to see a new JRPG IP get so much love, and with reliable names behind the project such as Yoshitaka Murakawa, who worked on the Alliance Alive helping to inspire faith in what this will become, I'm looking forward to seeing Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes grow and get developed, and it's great to see a project like this get hyped and created for all the right reasons, so I very much look forward to seeing more of it in the future. This year's online version of TGS is sneakily approaching as it's now September, and a few companies are starting to post their schedules online, including some of my favorites and some involving some of my favorite games. Koei Tecmo released their schedule that involves a new Atelier Ryza 2 trailer and some gameplay on the 26th, along with an unannounced title that I am so praying is Blue Reflection 2 after Mel Kishito was in the Gust Studios earlier this year, but we'll see, and either way I'm naturally just excited to see more of what Ryza 2 has to offer. Square Enix has also announced their schedule that will air at 10 PM on the first day of TGS, and will include information about Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory and Dragon Quest XI's upcoming port, along with multiple of their mobile JRPG titles and the manga of Sinoalis. And more recently, it was announced there will be some NieR information on the 24th, and there we have a decent amount of new info special, which is set to have info on the NieR Replicant Remaster, Reincarnation, and even NieR Automata, and will be pre-recorded and subtitled into English, which is great for us. There will also be some quote, mostly no new information in their NieR staff talk on the 26th, and I'll be keeping an eye on both to see the NieR info, and also in the hope that Yoko Taro will be there and saying something odd during the talk event. So it sounds like Square Enix has a few fun things in store, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they end up announcing. I'm sure other companies will release their schedules over the coming weeks. There is a schedule for the whole TGS event, which I'll pop up on screen, that looks promising too. As you can see, publishers showing at the event include MiHoYo, that will have a live stream to celebrate Genshin Impact's release. Bandai Namco will appear to talk about Scarlet Nexus and Sword Art Online, and SaGa and Atlus plan to show their lineup of upcoming games as well. I became instantly excited when I heard about Koei Tecmo's contribution to the event, but it seems like we'll hear some new things from other JRPG publishers too. So until the event that starts on September 24th, I'm looking forward to watching all of the happenings wherever I am on the day, and I hope we hear some exciting JRPG news. Since this video took me so long to get to, a lot of the news I wanted to talk about, such as Persona 4 Golden coming out on Steam, Mega Dimension Neptunia's Switch release, and all the news leading up to Hajimari no Kiseki's Japanese release, has mostly come and gone. But I still have a small list of things regarding smaller titles or things I'm keeping an eye on that I wanted to mention here. So here are some more interesting JRPG tidbits that might not be the biggest news, but still add to everything we have to look forward to in terms of upcoming JRPGs. While it's been a while since there's been a reason to talk about the Caligula effect, Furrier released a teaser picture of a new character standing outside a mysterious door during the game's 4th anniversary a few months ago. With this image, Caligula's official Twitter added a follow-up tweet saying that the team is working hard to be able to show us what's beyond the door, and I completely hope that means we see more from the series in future. Hopefully we hear what this means sometime soon, as it's still one of my favorite JRPG soundtracks and aesthetics of recent times, and I'd love to see what happened in the world beyond the first game. I was gonna drop this in the main part of the video, but I realized I talked about it more than I intended to in JRPGs I played, and I'm about to make a whole video on it. But I did want to let Quick Takes viewers know that Surge Concerto DX has been announced for Japan, and while more information is yet to come for it, including which consoles it'll be on, there is a small chance that it'll come to the West. Noisy Pixel asked producer Keisuke Kikuchi if there was a chance we'd see it in the West, and he said he'd love to hear from fans of the series to gauge if there's demand. He doesn't seem to have a direct line of contact on Twitter or anything, but I will link Gust's Twitter below if anyone is interested in seeing it come west and want to let them know. I'll be talking about CL and Arno Surge in their own videos soon, but fingers crossed enough fans have, and we'll let Gust and Koei Tecmo know that they realize fans in the West would absolutely love to see these games in their DX forms, so I hope we hear good news in the future. Speaking of other past favorites of mine, the CEO of Cyber Connect 2, Hiroshi Matsuyama, has said in a video from their Q&A series that they had proposed to publisher Bandai Namco that .hack GU Lost Recode should come to Switch sometime, but Bandai had actually turned it down multiple times due to unpredictable sales and porting costs. Matsuyama suggested that if fans want to see it, they let Bandai Namco know directly. I sent Bandai a tweet myself, considering the fact that my most popular review is my .hack GU one, so I'm sure there would be an interest in the game if it went to another console, and personally I wouldn't at all mind playing it again. So like with Surge Concerto DX, let's hope the publisher takes notice if enough fan interest is shown, and I also hope we see more .hack in future, as I'd still love to be able to play the first series on modern consoles sometime too. In games that are definitely coming to Switch, Falcom's JRPG Ace Origin has been announced to be coming to Switch soon, as it will be available from October 1st. It's already on PS4, PC, PS Vita, and even Xbox One, but since this one is meant to be a demon-slaying dungeon crawler, it should be a good fit for Switch, and since it sounds like an interesting twist on Eve since it doesn't include usual protagonist Adol Kristen, I'd like to give this one a try to see the origins of the world. It is coming out a little close to Genshin Impact for me, but I would like to try it someday, and with it being on a portable like the Switch and pretty much any other console I could ever want it on, I'll have to remember to play it in the future. NIS America announced last month an upcoming JRPG release in the form of Saviors of Sapphire Wings, a dungeon crawler from Experience Inc. that will be coming to the West in 2021 and will be packaged with a bonus remaster of that game, Stranger of Sword City Revisited, that if priced well will be a nice double pack of JRPG goodness. These two are games I hadn't heard of before, but after seeing the trailer had good looking characters and bonding elements, I had a look at Experience Inc.'s library of games and found they've made a few games that have caught my eye before, such as Operation Abyss, Students of Round, and most notably Demon Gaze, so this new title for Western audiences could be my first introduction to this studio's games. The game is said to be coming for Switch and PC so far, but there's still more information to come, such as when it will release, so hopefully we'll hear more soon, and I kind of hope it comes out at a not so crowded time so I can try both of these interesting and unique looking dungeon crawlers next year. The Neptunia series has had news outside of Neptunia Virtual Stars for those interested in the series. Compile Heart in Japan recently announced a next-gen Neptunia title called Go-Go 5-Gen game Neptune Reverse that is coming and will get more information in September. Idea Factory International in the West announced that the Hyperdimension Neptunia the animation series will be released in full on Steam as 2 purchasable compilation episodes that will feature all the episodes alongside a third bonus OVA one that will be the first time that this OVA will have been officially translated and available in the West. Idea Factory and Compile Heart have also recently put up a video looking back at the Neptunia series, including Neptunia Virtual Stars, and then saying here's to what's next, so I wonder if this is referring to Go-Go 5-Gen or otherwise. In any case, it seems like Neptunia fans can look forward to a few things going forward, and hopefully we hear more proper details about all of these things soon. Another JRPG that will be getting an anime is The World Ends With You, and with its already distinct aesthetics and visuals that really pop, it's a perfect choice for a game to get an anime. I'm really excited for this one, as despite the fact I enjoyed it, I know the Switch game wasn't for everyone, but it's still a story I think is worth discovering. Hopefully it ends up living up to expectations this time, but since it's not out until 2021, we'll have to wait to see more of it. To finish things on, there seem to be a few more exciting JRPGs that we'll see in future that haven't been announced yet but have been hinted by developers. Falcom's Toshihiro Kondo recently said in an interview that the next Trails game is already in development and confirmed that it will not be Hajimari no Kiseki 2 in an interview about the new Hajimari game that just came out in Japan. We haven't gotten Trails of Cold Steel 4 in the West yet, so without playing that, it's hard to think what it will be, although Kondo suggested that it will be in a whole new area, suggesting that this story might be a new chapter. I'm curious to see what it ends up being, and since it'll be on a new engine, I hope it's an upgrade to what we've seen from Falcom's games visually, but I'm sure the story, as usual, will end up speaking for itself. Atlus is also taking notice after the incredible response to Persona 4 Golden's release on Steam, and have said that they're considering more ports in future, saying they will actively promote porting previously released titles to Steam and new platforms, and have also said that they're negotiating to release future releases releases on multiple platforms if they can work out favorable conditions. This is fantastic news, especially considering the outcry from fans over the years wanting to see many Persona games on Switch and other modern consoles. So this could be good news for the future of Persona fans, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they announce in future. And while I'm not really much of a Steam player, I think this is a great step in the right direction that should lead to good things for everyone. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about all the stories in this video and what games you're looking forward to that are coming up. You can like and share this long video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below, and until next time, thank you, bye!